So this is the way to set your core muscles. Just a little reminder, do check yourself. Only in this position you can feel your core muscles. So make sure your knees are bent, feet are on the floor, pelvis has that little gap behind your low back. Core muscles are right at the bottom of that pelvis. Find the bony parts of your pelvis first, slide in just a little bit, and then from that bottom of that pelvis try to pull those muscles towards your belly button. And as you can see my fingers popping up, so when I'm setting those core muscles, and hold them until you feel them popping up under your fingers. Hold that, so that's setting your core, tucking your belly button in gently, and then we're going to start the exercise. Hi everybody, here we're ready for week 9. Unbelievable, but here we're going. Hope you enjoyed this class again. The dog is out, so no Sandy will be a star this week, but we'll see if the cats come in. Right, close your eyes. Have the weight right in the middle of both feet. Bring your thoughts up towards your pelvis, find those core muscles, pull them up towards your belly button, tuck that belly button in, set your shoulders together, down towards your low back, and first of all, just shift that weight from one side to the other, while you're really concentrating on those core muscles around your stomach, and don't forget the ones around your shoulder blades on that rib cage. And then shift that weight to the front and back. Relax your arms, but hold all those muscles around your trunk. Lovely toned. And then little circles going one way, and going the other way around. Get yourself in your zone for the hour Pilates. And then set the weight right in the middle of both feet. Make sure that the weight is still in between both feet. Knees are slightly bent, make sure they're not pushed back, but just slightly bent. And then up to your pelvis. Rock that pelvis to the front, nice slow, big movements. Still with your eyes closed so you can feel what that pelvis is doing. And once you feel that that low back is starting to loosen up, if it's stiff, then start making the movements a little bit smaller so that you end up in your middle position. Double check if those core muscles are still pulled up, belly button still tucked in, shoulders are still together down towards that low back. Imagine then putting that peach on your chin, keeping that chin up, and think about that string from the crown of your head, making you stand tall. Hands on your ribcage. Deep breath in and out. And flare that ribcage into your hands, and gently relax that ribcage when you're breathing out, in your own rhythm. Still holding those centers set around your stomach and shoulders. Well done, and then one more time. And relax. Well done. Open your eyes. Move your arms halfway and back. Lift up one heel and then the other. And then we're going to bring both of your heels up and down, still swinging those arms halfway, shoulder height. Work those calf muscles, we need them for a good balance again. And then stay up onto your toes. Good, and relax. Now close your eyes, arms in front, and lift those heels up. Just a little, oops, totally wrong there. And just a little bit of a heel lift, and see if you can hold that balance. I hope I'm not the only one just stepping out of that balance. Keep those big toes on the floor if you can. And then relax those arms. Well done. Hands behind your back, lock those shoulders down, and then a gentle stretch to one side And like we did the last couple of weeks, look down into that same armpit. Stretching the muscles out from your shoulder blades all the way up to the base of your skull. Not too long. And then back to normal, to the other side. Bring that ear to the other shoulder. Good. And then look down into this armpit pit. The reason why we're not doing this one too long, this last bit of stretching, is because there's a lot of blood supply and nerves right in that center, so only about 10-15 seconds. And then come back up. Good. Keep those shoulders down. We're going to each side one more time, but now try to bring that ear as close as you can get it to your shoulder, still holding those centers set around your stomach. And then the same to the other side. Nice, strong stretch. And relax. Well done. Head back into the middle position. Have your hands on your hips. We're going to start with stepping forward with one foot. And then that knee was in the back. Bring that down towards the floor. Come back. Step forward with the other foot. Down towards the floor. So you're not going to keep on propelling forward because you can hurt your knee. You're going to step and go down. Come back. Work those core muscles. Step and go down. Step and go down. Well done. Good. And now we're going to add a big circle with your arms. So step forward, big circle with your arms, and come back. Step forward, big circle with your arms, and come back. In your own rhythm, still holding that trunk. Lovely turned around your stomach and around those shoulders. Good, nice, big movement. Good, and then each side one more time. Well done, good. Hands back onto your hips. We're going to do a single heel raise. So up onto your toes with one on one side, and then lift that heel up and down. And then see if you can do that on one foot. Last one. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So tiptoe first, heel up and down. Watch those core muscles. And then onto one leg. And then last one on this side. Well done. Good. Next one is going to be the arms away from your body. Centers are set. Bring one hand towards your opposite shoulder. Push it away. Same thing with the other side. Push it away to your shoulder and away to your shoulder and away. Well done. Now, lift up one knee, up, cross it over that middle line. Toes are up. Nice big twist in your low back of your spine. And then the same thing on the other side. And then add your opposite hand towards your opposite shoulder. If you get confused, just touch the opposite knee, then you know you're going opposite. Well done. Good. Each side one more time. And there we are. The next one is going to be the arm opening. So you're going to spread your legs apart a little bit more. Centers are set. Arms are in front. You're going to keep your legs and pelvis in the same position. And you're just going to twist in that spine. Opening up. And come back. And then the same to the other side. Opening up. And come back. Keep your pelvis in that same position. Watch those headlights. Keeping pointing forwards. And come back. Open up. And come back. High patch. interesting smell somewhere else. Now we're going to add a little squat. So squat down, open up, and come back up. Squat down, open up with the other arm. And kind of kick your bottom out. When you open up, come back, open up with a little squat, and come back. Good, each side one more time. And relax, well done. Good, next one is going to be the breaststroke, that's the one I was looking for. So your hands either or onto your forehead or behind your head. You're going to roll down and then you're going to roll yourself back up. Now this is the most important part, that you dip that mid back down towards the floor and then curling back up. So rolling down and rolling back up. Good, and then see if you can do the same thing, go a little deeper and close your eyes and concentrate on that rolling down, but most important, this bit when you drop that mid back down towards the floor, curling back up, and there you're going to start again. Good, and then last one, finish the one you're working on, and there you are, well done. Good, next one is going to be, the last one is standing, is going to be the chest expansion. So you open up your hands, breathe in, when you bring those arms back, breathe out when you come back. So make sure your centers are set, breathe in, double check, breathe out when you go up, away with those arms, out when you come back. Two more of those, up, out, and come back, and away, last one. Breathing in, breathe out and come back. Well done. And now we're going to start with a nice slow roll down, so chin down towards your chest. Roll yourself down, watch the people who have the osteoporosis, make sure you don't do the rolling down, but you're going to have against the wall, nice half a circle against the wall with your, trying to keep on touching that that wall while you go up and down. This is when we and the rest of us are doing that rolling down. And then make sure you relax your head and arms and let everything stretch out. Yep, and then gently roll yourself back up again. Straighten out that low back first, then the mid back. In the end, open up your collarbones, double check your centers, and there we go again. Roll down and stretch yourself out again. The people against the wall are still. Last one with your arms half a circle up and half a circle back if that's the one you're doing. And then come back to the mat, and then for everybody walk yourself up onto that mat. And then the last one, what we're going to do before the plank is the cat stretch. So your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and then make that angry cat first. Tuck that belly button in, drop your head down, and then the other way around. Look up, kick your bottom out. Do that a couple of times in your own rhythm. Up and down. While you still hold all those muscles toned, even around your shoulders. Up and down. Well done. One more time. Lift up and down. Good. Then back into the middle position. Now we're going to get ready for the first plank. Onto your forearms. Slide one leg away. Double check if your centers are still lovely toned around your tummy and around your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out, and there we go. A minute and a half, if you can, or just go as long as you can. Try to keep that same posture, not too low, not too high, but just in the middle. So our hairs are all getting longer. I hope somebody's able to clip a bit of the hairs in the back or something for a family member. We've all done it, but it's all getting way too long now. Maybe one day, hey? Maybe one day we can see the hairdressers again. They're going to be so busy. But it'll be good. So we're getting to the 50 seconds now, so try to stay up there. Maybe if you have family members with you, there's your minute. You can do this together and a couple of times during the week, trying to stay up there. It's always a good challenge if you do it with somebody else. 15 seconds to go. And again, watch yourself now that you're not starting to sag down towards the mat or lifting that bottom up too high. Try to stay just in that middle position. And there we are, that's a minute and a half done. Well done. And then stretch yourself out, forehead down towards the mat. Well done, and then onto your knees, so you can roll your shoulders loose. Good, then we're going to go for the second one. Now with your arms straight, unless you want to do another one on your forearms, that's up to you. So slide one leg away, double check your trunk, front and back, breathe in, breathe out, and there we go. So, if you want to, little push-ups. Make sure you hold your body as straight as you can, so don't sag on this moment, so not like that, but hold that plank in that same position. Oops, a little change of my hands, and then stay up there, straighten out one leg, come back, straighten out the other. Good, and then step aside, pull that leg in, step aside, pull the other knee in towards your chest. Or just stay there as a plank position, up to you. But work those muscles around your shoulders. Keep that pelvis in that same position. And there's your minute, so lift up one arm, and back, lift up the other arm, and back, well done. Back to those little push-ups. And then lift up one leg straight, lift the other leg straight. Stay up there. 5 more seconds to go, if you want to go the full time. And there we are, lift up one arm, and back, lift up the other arm, and back, whew, and there we are. Excellent. Stretch yourself out, forehead down towards the mat. And then onto your knees, so you can roll your shoulders loose. Well done. Good. Roll yourself now onto your back, where we're going to start with the hundreds. Crazy name, but just a lot of times moving your arms up and down. So knees are bent, pelvis is in that middle position. Your core, there's that little space is there in by your low back. Keep that pelvis in that middle position. Core muscles are up, belly button's in, shoulders are together, down towards your low back. Arms on the mat, and then breathe in, breathe out, and pulse with those arms. Nice strong movements from your shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out in your rhythm. Lift up one leg in the tabletop position. Make sure that ribcage stays down into the mat. Add the other. Well done. And keep on pulsing. If you want to make this a little bit more difficult, when you press that ribcage a little bit more into the mat, curl yourself up. Breathing out. Breathe in and lower yourself down. And again. And make sure it's only your legs and your pelvis stay in that same position. The movement is just coming from that rib cage down into the mat. Let your neck and head just follow that movement. If you feel a little strain in your neck, do support it with one arm for a couple of pulses and then change arms. If you feel you need to support your head a little bit, that's fine. I want you to not strain your neck muscles. Otherwise, keep both of your arms pulsing and breathing out when you curl up. One more. And relax. Well done. Now, while you pull those knees into your chest, roll your head gently from side to side. Good. In, back into the middle position. If you want to go to the next level, otherwise stay at this level, what we just done. Next level would be, but double checking that your centers are set around your tummy. Slide one leg straight up to the ceiling. Add the other. Arms back onto the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out and pulse. And again, if you want to make this one a little bit more difficult, think about that rib cage. Legs and pelvis stay in that same position. Rib cage down a little bit more. Curl yourself up, breathing out. Breathe in and come back down. Well done, looking good. If you're doing this one, again, stay at your own level, what you feel is good enough for you. And then last one. Well done. And again, pull those knees in, roll your head gently from side to side. Well done. And then relax your head back in the middle position. Lower one leg down, lower the other leg down. And double check if those centers are still lovely turned. The pelvis is still in that middle position. We're going to do the hip twist. So have your hands on your hips. Push one knee to the side and come back. Push the other knee to the side and come back. But hold that pelvis in that same position. So this is all lovely turned. And it's just one leg moving and the other leg moving. Don't forget those muscles around your shoulders. Keep them lovely turned as well. Good. Now lift one leg up in the tabletop position. And the same thing. Breathe in. Double check your centers. Breathe out. Push knee and foot to the side. And come back. Hand on the opposite side of your pelvis. Make sure that it's not starting to move with that movement of your leg like that. But hold that pelvis in that same position. Looking good. Try to keep on holding that pelvis in that middle position. And then last one. Well done. And lower that leg back down. Double check those centers. Lift the other leg up. Watch those shoulders. And then do the same on this side. Hand on the opposite pelvis. Making sure that it's not coming with that leg movement like that, but holding it in the same position. You can do your elbows off the floor, or you can have them up to the ceiling if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, not working with your elbows on the floor. And then last one on this side. Well done. Hold that leg up in the tabletop position. Make sure those big stomach muscles are working as well. Add the other leg, and now one knee and foot to the side. Come back. Same thing with the other, working on the range of that hip joint. And now the compensation on the other side is a little bit less because the other leg is up there. So, but keep on getting that knee and foot as far to the side as you can. Keep those lower legs horizontal with the floor. Good, and then each side one more time. And then pull both of those knees into your chest just for a quick stretch for your low back. And then we're going to go over to the lovely hip twist stretch. So lower one leg down, add the other leg. Centers are set, arms are a little bit further away from your body. Bring both of your knees towards one side. Look the other way. And then a deep breath in and out. It's a stretch, so relax. One more time, in and out. Well done. Bring those knees to the other side and do the same on this side. And then back to the center. Each side one more time. It's a lovely stretch, so enjoy this bit because we're going to do the crisscross after this one, so a lot more tummy muscle workout. And come back. And then last one. Centers are still lovely toned. Pull those knees back to the center. So now we're going to do some strengthening. First in this position, so lift up one leg, add the other leg, ankles and knees are now together. And then bring both of your knees towards one side, as far as you think you can. Peel them back with those stomach muscles. And then roll them to the other side. And come back. If you want to make this a little bit more difficult, arms up to the ceiling. I'm always rolling down the mat on this one, so I'm going to keep on pushing myself up in between this one. So try to get those knees as far to the side as you can. And then pull them back with your stomach muscles. Make sure that your head stays well supported on the towel. Well done if you can. Each side one more time. And then last side. Well done. Back to the middle, pull those knees into your chest, double check. Oh, I did well this time. I didn't go down too far. So pull those knees into your chest. And then lower each leg one at a time down. Good, make sure that little space is there by your lower back. Keep that pelvis in that middle position. Centers are set. Now, crisscross, like I said. Hands behind your head. Lift up one leg. So we're going to make sure that that rib cage goes down first into the mat. Curl yourself up. Pull that knee into your chest. And then straighten out your leg while you lower your head down. So breathe in, double check your centers. Breathe out when you curl up. Breathe in when you come back. In your own rhythm. Keep on looking up to the ceiling. Make sure you're not dropping that chin down towards your chest like that. Keep that neck nice and long. Good. And then last one to this side. Lower this leg down, lower your head down, double check your centers, lift the other leg up. Breathe in, breathe out, and the same on this side. You don't have to lower your leg all the way down. Just go halfway, or just go to the level where you feel you're being challenged enough. Well done, nice breathing out when you curl up, keeping that neck and head in that same position, babbling. Well done, two more to this side, still breathing out when you curl up. Last one, Well done. And then have a little rest. Pull those knees quickly into your chest just to stretch that low back out. Roll your head a couple of times from one side to the other side. Then back into the middle position. Double check if those centers are still set around your stomach. Set both of your legs in that tabletop position. Hands behind your head. And now you're going to curl up towards one knee. Pull that knee in, straighten out the other leg. Back to the starting position. Curl yourself up to the other side. So again, making sure that you breathe out when you curl up. Breathe in when you go down. Legs can go just halfway or just to the level where you prefer doing this exercise. You know your levels, where you want to be or where you can be. Do challenge yourself though a little bit. Don't make it too easy on yourself, unless that's the way you only feel like up to today. Otherwise, try to challenge yourself a little bit. I'm always up for a challenge, so I hope you are as well. And then each side. One more time. Last one. And relax. Well done. Pull those knees again quickly into your chest. Roll your head from side to side. And then we got one more with this one to do. So set both of those legs again in that tabletop position. Centers are still set. Hands behind your head. For the next level would be curling yourself up like this. And now you're going to swing that trunk from side to side. With a quick breathing out. Extra little curl up if you want to. Feel those stomach muscles working. Keep it up if you can. Don't pull on your head, just support your head. Well done. Swing and swing each side 2 more times from now. There's 1 and 2 and 2. Well done. And again, pull those knees in for a nice long stretch. And relax your head from side to side. Good. And then lower yourself back down with your feet, your legs. Roll yourself onto your side, where we're going to start with the scissors. For the ones who can't go on your side, we're going to do the scissors like that. And then a bigger step like that. Well, we are going to do the same on our sides. So bottom arm overhead. Create a little arch. So lift that ribcage up. Core muscles are up. Belly button is tucked in. And then lift up one leg. Add the other leg, and now we're going to do that scissoring. First, small steps. And then big steps, as big as you can make them. Same thing for the ones on your back still. Nice big movements. Give yourself a little break if you feel you need to. Well done. And then back to those little ones. Keep that bottom thigh off the mat. And then back to those big steps. And then for the last one, back to those little ones. Back to those big steps for the last time. And relax. Well done. Relax those legs. And now the next one is going to be the arm opening. So you're going to pull those knees up. Bring your feet up to the same level as your body. Lower your feet back down. And now you're going to fold your towel one extra time. Make sure you place it behind your ear, so when you do the arm opening you still have a good support for your head. So arms in front, centers are set. And then gently open up. Keep that arm in that C shape. Adjust the towel if you feel you need to, and then deep breath in and out. Give that spine again a nice stretch. And then gently come back. Double check your centers, make sure that little arch is still there, and then open up again. Arm in that C shape so you're not stretching your shoulders out. But try to bring that top shoulder as far down towards the floor as you can. A couple of times breathing in and out. And then gently come back. Well done. Unfold your towel. Bring that bottom arm overhead again. We're now going to do a snap. We're going to lift an arm up and we're going to see if you can hold that snap for a little bit longer than normal. So with that little space, centers are set. Lift your top leg up, add your bottom leg up. Bring your top arm up to the ceiling, overhead with that arm, back to your hip, while you keep both of those legs away from the mat. Overhead with your arm. Good, and then last time, arm overhead and come back, lower both of your legs back down. So static down in below and then action around your shoulder. So centers are set, lift up your top leg, add your bottom leg, arm up to the ceiling, and now see if you can bring it forward. Can you still hold that position with those legs away from the floor? So not a big movement with your arms, just a little. See if you can hold both those legs away from the floor. And it's very tricky when that arm goes into that arm opening position. One more time to the front, one more time to the back. And then hand back towards your hip, lower both of your legs down. So each exercise like that, one more time. So make sure the centers are still lovely toned and the arch is there on your side, in between the mat and your side. Lift up your one top leg, add your bottom leg, arm up to the ceiling and then overhead and back, overhead and back. And this one is not too difficult, but it's just difficult to hold those legs away from the floor. Good, and then one more time, overhead with your arm and come back. Hand on your hip, lower both of your legs down. Good, last one. Make sure the centers are set, very important for your core and stomach muscles. Lift that top leg up, add your bottom leg, top arm overhead, and then touch the floor in the front. And do a little arm opening, touch the floor in the front, a little arm opening. Well done, looking good. Try to stay in that same position. A lot of work for the stomach muscles and core muscles. Ooh, and then one more time to the front, one more time to the back. And relax. Well done. Pull those knees up all the way so you can have a nice stretch for those muscles around your hip and your low back. And then we go to the other side. So, with the little scissors on this side. So bottom arm again overhead. Create that little arch around your side. Core is up, belly button is tucked in. And then lift your top leg up, add your bottom leg. And then start with those little scissors. Front and back. And then big steps. Well done, back to that little one. Hi Patch. Come here. Hello. And then big steps. Hi. Come here. There you go. Nice distraction from the cat. Back to those little ones for the last time. Hey. And then back, last one, with those big steps. and relax. Well done. Well, that was the only performance from Patch today. Good little rest in between, and then get yourself ready for the arm opening. So fold your towel, again 1 extra time, place that towel behind your ear, and then when you're ready, open up and stretch this side out. Kind of readjust that towel if you feel you need to. Well done, and then gently come back. Double check if those centers are still set around your tummy, and then one more time, open up and stretch. Well done, and then gently come back. Well done. And then bring that bottom arm overhead again for the last exercise on this side. So both legs are straight with that little space on your side. Centers are set. Lift your top leg up, add your bottom leg, arm up to the ceiling, and bring that arm overhead, back to your hip, overhead and back to your hip. Holding those legs away from the floor. And then last one, overhead. And back with your hand down, up onto your hips, lower those legs down. Next one is the little bit more wobbly one, so make sure your centers are still set around your tummy. Lift your top leg up, add your bottom leg, top arm up to the ceiling, and now in the front with that arm, and then opening up in the front. Try not to swing those legs to the front and back, but you're going to hold those legs in that same position. Definitely a little bit more challenging for me on this side. Compare it with the other side. Good, and then, oh, there's that one point. One more time in the front, one more time in the back, and relax. Hand on your hip, legs stay straight, centers are still set. Lift up that top leg, add your bottom leg, arm up to the ceiling, overhead and back. Last one overhead, and then gently back. Relax those legs. So for me there was definitely an area with the next one. So lift up one leg, add your other leg, arm up to the ceiling. To the front is fine, but on this point, right for me, this makes me feel very wobbly when I do that arm opening and come back. I have the tendency to move my legs, so I'm trying to not to do that while my top arm goes to the front and back. So definitely, I gotta do this one more often, get myself stronger in this twisting position. And then one more time to the back, and last one to the front, and relax. Well done. Good, we're done with this exercise now. We're going to roll yourself onto your back, where we're going to do some stretches. So first, quick stretch with both of your knees into your chest. Have a lovely stretch. And Patch is out the door, and it's a nice day. And then lower both of your legs down, one at a time. Next one is the ones for around your buttocks. So lift one leg, ankle on top of the other knee, pull that leg up as far as you can, so that you feel that stretch around your buttocks. I'll time you 30 seconds. Five more seconds to go. Keep that stretch going. And then change legs, get yourself set, and then I'll time the 30 seconds. And make sure you feel a good stretch around the other hip buttocks area. Or sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit more around the top part of your upper leg. You might feel a little bit stretched there as well. And then let go of this stretch. And now grab the band. Bring it on the bottom of one foot. And make sure that your leg is straight. And then pull it in until you feel a nice stretch. All the way up. Elbows down towards the floor. And there we go. Try to make sure that you're relaxed in that ankle joint, so that all those muscles in the back are being stretched. Good, and then ease off the stretch. Add the other leg, so that you can change sides. Knees straight, pull this leg in, until you feel a good stretch for another 30 seconds. And again, relaxing that ankle joint so you give it a nice pull. At this moment your core muscles are still pulled up towards that belly button while you stretch. And then ease off the stretch. And now put the band away, roll yourself onto your side where we're going to start with the swan dive. And then, so that means your forehead is on the towel. Your hands are on either side of the towel. Make sure that your leg muscles, buttocks are lovely toned together with your trunk in the front and around your shoulder blades. And then make sure that pelvis is in that middle position. We're first going to start just moving the top part of your neck. So breathe in. Breathe out, lift that top neck up and down. Keep on looking down towards your towel mat area, and it's literally only that top little bit what you're moving. The rest is lovely toned, staying in that same position all the way down towards your toes. And then last one like this. Make that double chin and lower your forehead back down on the towel. Now make an L shape with both of your arms. Elbows the same level as your shoulders. Try to keep your toes on the floor. You're going to breathe in, double check your centers, breathe out, and then lift that mid back up and down. Pelvis and toes stay in that same position. You're now moving about mid back. Lifting yourself up and down. Breathing out when you lift up. Breathe in when you come back down. Hold that control from your ribcage down. Really work on that control. That's the most important part with these exercises on your tummy. Hold that control around your pelvis. And then last one, up and down, and then relax. And then tone everything again. Prop yourself now onto your forearms, where we're going to start with your hands are together, your elbows are shoulder width. You're going to drop that belly button down towards the mat, pushing those shoulder blades together. Then you're going to tuck that belly button in, sliding those shoulder blades away. Together with the shoulder blades and apart. Together and apart. And then two more like that. Slide those shoulder blades apart and push them together. Last one apart and push them together, and then lower yourself back down onto the mat with your forehead on the towel. You have your hands again on either side of the towel. We're now going to do the movement with your legs. with one leg at a time. So very important with this one that you hold that pelvis in that middle position. Trunk is lovely toned. You're going to lift up one leg up and slide that leg out and back in. Out and back in. So trying to hold that control again around your trunk. And if you want to make it a little bit more difficult and wobbly, lift both of your arms up and see if you can hold that control around your trunk again. For the ones who don't like this exercise, you know who you are. Then you can just lift that leg up and down. When you can even lift your arms up if you want to. 2 more times, out and back in. Well done. And then gently lower everything back down. Breathe in, double check your centers and the position of that pelvis. Lift the other leg up and slide this leg out and back in. Lift your arms up if you want to. And then 2 more times, out and back in. Well done. And then lower everything down. Good, we got one more exercise to do on your stomach, so that's the cobra. So slide your legs apart. Turn those toes out as well as you can. Hands again on either side of the towel. Breathe in. Make sure you set those shoulder blades. Breathe out. And then push yourself up. From the hips only, nothing from your low back. So immediately from here, breathe out when you push up. Breathe in when you lower down. So to prevent that you're working with your stomach, with your low back, work those stomach muscles. Keeping those shoulders down. And again, in your own breathing rhythm. Push up, breathing out. Lower down, breathing in. And then 2 more. Last one. And relax. Well done. Little bit of version. Same cobra, but now you slide your arms down, your hands down, so that your elbows are on your side, and you're going to try to do the movement from here. So make sure tummy muscles, core, butt muscles are lovely toned. Breathe in, breathe out, and again. Push up, holding those elbows in your side. Breathe in, lower yourself down again, holding those elbows in your side the whole time. Up and down, again in your own breathing rhythm. And you should feel it in the back of your upper arms. Work those tummy muscles so that you're not working in your low back. Just from your hip, immediately from your hip. 2 more. Last one. And relax. Well done. Nearly finished, so bring yourself onto your hands and knees so you can stretch your low back out. As far as you can bring your bottom all the way down towards your ankles. So I can only go this far because of that one knee. And now you're going to stay onto your forearms. You're going to slide one leg away. You're going to lift that leg up and down, up and down. And now you can do little pulses. Bring that knee back. Same thing with the other leg. Straighten it out. Double check your centers around your tummy. Lift that leg up and down. Little pulses. Well done. Now you're going to have your hands, we're going to try to do a little push-up. So you straighten out one leg, you're going to lift that one up, and now you're going to do push-up and down, holding that leg in that same position. So little arm push-ups. It's a lot lighter than what we do with the plank. So, and then one more time with this leg out, come back, straighten out the other, lift that leg up and do the same thing, up and down with your arms. Get that leg up to the ceiling when you go down towards the mat with your nose. And then last one. And relax one more time. Stretch yourself out, forehead down towards the mat. Well done. And then slowly up to standing. Well done. And then close your eyes. Making sure that the weight is right in the middle of both feet. Knees are again slightly bent. Pelvis is in that middle position. Your core muscles are up. Belly button is in. Shoulders are together. Down towards that low back. That pitch and that string are making sure that you're standing up nice and tall. Now bring your hands up to the ceiling. And a slight heel lift. And then lower those heels back down. Swing your arms down. Back up. Keeping your knees bent. Keeping that spine straight. Arms up to the ceiling, heels up. See, lots better than I did from the beginning of this hour of exercise. The exercise did me well. Lower your heels back down one more time. Swing down and back up onto your toes. And lower those heels back down. Bring your hands down towards your ribcage. Deep breath in and out. In and out. And gently relax. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you back next week. Bye.